So we could do the same thing here. We want to group our x's. Okay, so I'm going to color code this. So I've got my x terms here. So I'm going to end up with 9x squared minus 36x. I want to group together my y terms. Okay, so I have negative 16y squared minus 32y. Now this constant term I can leave on the right hand side, I can leave on the left hand side, or I can move it to the right hand side. I'm going to move it to the right hand side because I want to put it into graphing form. So I've grouped my terms. I'm going to factor. And I need to complete that square. So again, here I need to factor. Now, when we deal with hyperbola, so this is a hyperbola, you can see that the a and the c values are opposite. When I factor, I have to remember that I'm factoring a negative 16 because my c value is negative 16. So that means when I factor, I'm going to end up with positive 2y. So that's important to remember that that negative is going to affect that's the sign there. Okay. So then I can then complete my square here. That's equal to negative 164. Okay, so I'm going to plug in. I have my completed square. I'm going to complete the square here with a 4. And here it's going to be 1. I'm going to take away, or I'm going to add 36. Okay, 4 groups of 9. I'm going to take away 16. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I may need to move my graph over a little bit. Okay, so there's my balanced equation after I completed the square. I'm going to complete the square here. Okay, and then I'm going to rearrange this equation. So I'm going to end up with negative 144. Okay, so I still need to rearrange this into this graphing form. So I'm going to divide by negative 144. Okay, actually, you know what? I should keep that as, I'm going to keep the negative on that side because I have my x squared minus y squared. Now, if you want to keep this positive and switch it around and understand that it's trans y, that's fine. But it's important that we recognize that this is trans y. So I end up with x minus 2 squared. This simplifies to 1 over 16. 16 over 144. That simplifies. They have a common factor of 16, so this becomes 9. This becomes negative 1. So with the hyperbolas, we do need to recognize if it's trans x or y. So this is trans y. Okay, my center. My center is at 2 over 1 down. And my a and b values, okay, so my a value is equal to square root of 16. My b value is square root of 9. Okay, and then the slope of that line works out to be plus minus 3 over 4. Okay, rise over run. Okay, just make sure that you have your slope in the right direction. Lots of people make that mistake of just accidentally flipping it. So we'll try not to do that. Our center is at 2 over 1 down. There's my center. Okay, so 2, negative 1 is my center. I'm going to use my A to figure out my horizontal. Okay, so it's going to be here, and I should move that over a little bit. Okay, so my other point is going to be at that point here. That's going to be 4, negative 1, 0, negative 1. My y-axis is going to be 3, so it's going to be here at that point is going to be 2 over 2 up. Okay, they're going to have another point down here. This is going to be 2 over, I'll put it over here, it's going to be 2 over, and that's going to be 4 down, so negative 4. Okay, so those are the vertices. I want to locate the corners of my rectangle here, because again, those allow me to draw in the slope values. Okay, so there's my corners here, 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 and here. My slope is going to be 3 over 4. Ooh, I think I made a mistake with my A values here. Just change that a little bit. Okay, my A value was 4. I miscounted that. So this is going to be, I'm going to move it 4 over. So it's going to be way out here. Okay, and it's going to be way out here. Okay, so that coordinate's going to be at 6, negative 2. This one will be at, looks like negative 2, negative 2, negative 6, negative 1. This is going to be at negative 2, negative 1. Okay, so again, I want to then locate get my rectangle in there. Okay, and again, the key points are going to be the corners of that rectangle, which allow me to work out the slope. Okay, so those 4 points allow me to draw in the slope. Okay, that slope is 3 over 4. Oops, let's just straighten that out a little bit. Okay, so there's my slope of 3 over 4. And I'm going to then, so I've already identified that represents my, it's a trans y graph. So I'm going to draw it through in this way. Okay, so there's my trans y hyperbola. Okay, so this looks a little bit messy, so I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. Looks like I should be over a little bit further to the right. Okay, so it looks like a little bit off, but okay, we're just gonna go with that. So we're gonna just sketch in that rectangle again. There it is, and then draw in the rest of that hyperbola. So there we go. Okay, so there's my vertices, 2, negative 4, 2 over 2 up. There's my slope of 3/4, negative 3/4, positive 3/4 going this way, negative 3/4 going this way. My A value shows up as the edge of that rectangle. My B value shows up along the vertical here.